We're seeing some activity. Police officers. We can see Sam Bankman-Fried in a blue suit and a white shirt being walked to the vehicle. He is in handcuffs. He's been placed into the back seat of this blue Ford vehicle. He was surrounded by police officers as he was walked out.
We are where we are now because of the choices that we made.
I don't think it's fair to have human beings living in this kind of condition.
I ain't called my family for 60 days.
I pass this way every day, going to work, never know I'd be in a place like this.
We are guilty that proven innocent.
Outside may be being beautiful, but inside there's a whole nightmare.
In the end, my goal is to do as much good as I can for the world. I'm part of an effective altruism community. Basically, it's a group of people looking to try and figure out if you want to maximize the amount of good you do, maximize the positive impact that you can have on the world.
King, don't break the phone.
Wait, what happened? That motherfucker King. Wait, what happened? What plate of food, mate? Wait, I ain't not no fucking food for you, mate. Wait, listen, I ain't not no fucking food for you, mate. Officer! Wait, officer! Wait, officer!
What you dealing with, man?
Officer! Wait, officer! Wait, I ain't not no fucking food for you, mate. Wait, officer! Officer! Hey, officer!
Y'all ain't gonna want it. Y'all ain't gonna want it.
Officer! Hey, officer! Officer!
All that money, he plans to give most of it away to charity. Do you have a sense of how much you've given away so far?
It's a bit north of 100 million so far this year.
You're pretty low-key in terms of when we think about billionaires. You don't drive a Lambo?
No, I do not.
Is there anything you do splurge on?
The place I live was intended to be an incredibly nice apartment for 4 people, and we've turned it into an apartment for 10 people, but it's nice, although a little cramped.
He lives with roommates, one of them a golden doodle named Gopher.
Right? Fucking black right again. Fucking bro. So ball is rude. Alright, daddy, or fucking. My daddy,
no, but that's my daddy. That's my daddy. So is Nation Crockwood. You good? We ain't faking. You're not good. To the nation. Alright.
Okay, the guy you see next to me is the most generous billionaire in the world. And I found him.
Hi, my name is Sam, and this is my story.
Sam has crazy hair. Sam is vegan. Sam sleeps 5 hours a night. Sam lives in the Bahamas with 10 roommates. Sam is 29 years old only, but Sam has $22 billion. And he wants to donate all of it to charity. But why?
Well, for many reasons. The amount of good that you can do for the future of the world is really large, and it's way more than you can do to actually make yourself happy with anything like that amount of money.
And he is funding everything you can think of. Global warming.
It's one of the biggest problems that we have to tackle together as a world.
COVID-19 preparedness.
We have to be ready for the next pandemic.
Neglected tropical diseases.
More than 1 billion people suffer from them. We have to eliminate these diseases.
And of course, animal welfare.
Animals deserve to live just like we do. It's also why I'm vegan.
Sam doesn't need the money to buy a Lamborghini or to buy a Rolex or to impress his friends.
Nah, yo, man, more swords. Nah, go, man. Be the kid. I'm feeling one other song, one other beach, but one other fake Gary, one other verse. Fucking loose. Big giant, big giant. One other way. Fucking
there are a lot of sort of chains of reasoning people will go down that I think are like somewhat contingent on our current understanding of the universe in a way which might not be right. And certainly if you look at like expected value outcomes, might not be right. I think, say what you will about like the size of the universe and what that implies, but like, some of the same people who make arguments based on, well, here's how big the universe is, also, think there's a, think the simulation hypothesis has decent probability. But I think very few people sort of chain through them like, well, okay, what would that imply? I don't think it's clear what any of this implies. I think in the end, if I had to say like, how have these considerations changed my thoughts on what to do? The honest answer is that they have changed it a little bit. And I think the direction that they pointed me in is things with moderately more robust impact. And what I mean by that is there's sort of one way that you can, calculate the expected value of an action, which is sort of pretty specific and pretty much like, here's what's going to happen. Here are the two outcomes. Here are the probabilities of them. There's another thing you can do though, which is to try and say like, all right, like it's a little bit more hand wavy, but it's something like, how much better is it kind of, going to make the world? Like, how much does it matter if the world's kind of better in like generic, diffuse ways? And I think typically, EA has been pretty skeptical of that second line of reasoning, and I think correctly, because I think that usually when you see that deployed, it's nonsense.